guys? Back here with another video, and I'm going to be giving a breakdown to UFC 269, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. We have also in the co-main event, Nunez versus Julianna Pena. We also have Masvidal and Leon Edwards. Kai Cutter France versus Cody Garbrandt. Fire matchup, I think. And Sean O'Malley fighting an up-and-comer, I guess. I don't really know the guy too well. But anyways, if you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Ring that bell to get all notifications. And let's get right to it. So first up, in the co-main event, Amanda Nunez defends her bantamweight title against Julianna Pena, which I think is going to be a fun fight. I think for Amanda Nunez, I think she just needs to definitely keep this fight standing. I feel like Amanda Nunez has decent ground game. It's not all there. Her hands are phenomenal. She has to take it to the ground. Just her being on top and not being on the bottom and stuck with somebody like Julianna Pena. I think that right now, I don't think anybody really out there in the any divisions for Amanda Nunez who's gonna really defeat her right now. Kind of untouchable, kind of in a way, just like Valentina Shevchenko. Nobody's beating these ladies anytime soon. We all thought Felicia Spencer was gonna take Amanda Nunez down and control her there, which did not happen. Nunez kept that fight on the feet. I think for Nunez, what fight was it? I think it was against Joanne the Randomy. She took her down. It wasn't the most entertaining fight. She took her down. She negated all her striking by taking her down to the ground, and with the Randomy being a Dutch kickboxer, she didn't know how to get back up to her feet. It was a boring fight or whatever, but nonetheless, whatever. She got past that. Her last opponent was Megan Anderson, which she starts in the first round. Maybe she knocked her out. If I'm not mistaken. No, I think she caught her by submission. She knocked her down. I believe it was a submission. Julianna Pena also, again, she's coming off a victory with Sarah McMahon. She got a submission in the third round. So I think submission-wise and grappling-wise, I think for this fight, Amanda Nunes definitely has to keep this fight standing. Because Julianna Pena has her submission game is phenomenal. The only thing is just for Julianna is just getting Amanda Nunes to clinch and to, beat her in the clinch, to take her down and control her, be on top. I feel like for MMA, jiu-jitsu is great for you, or even the wrestling is for you better to be the one that's on top than it is on the bottom. Because, obviously you can't generate that much power, from the ground or whatnot, unless you're a freak of nature, like some of the guys in the UFC that can strike off the ground and knock people out. But I feel like for Amanda Nunes, she needs to keep this fight standing, make it a kickboxing fight, make it very hard for Julianna Pena to go and take her down to the ground. Because we all know that's going to be her game plan when she goes against Amanda Nunes. Julianna has decent hands, but I feel like for her to win this fight or even have a chance, is to take Amanda Nunes to the deeper waters, because we all know sometimes Amanda can get a little tired within the later rounds or whatnot. But that's if, it can't be at Amanda's pace. It has to be at Julianna's pace. Julianna has to press the action, get her to clinch, and keep it nice and tight. Don't let Amanda Nunes start teeing off on her striking or get into her striking range, because if not, it's going to be a very long night for Julianna Pena. But I think that Amanda Nunes will, at the end, win by decision. I don't think she might stop her, but just to be on the safe side, I think she'll win this fight by decision. All she has to do is keep this fight standing for Julianna, take her to the ground, because that will be her best bet to winning this fight. Tire her out, even if she doesn't get a submission, tire her out, drag her into the later rounds. But she has to push the action, because if she doesn't, she will not. Amanda Nunes will not tire her out. So yeah, I think Amanda Nunes by decision. You guys let me know in the comments who you guys think is going to win this fight and how. For the main event, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira has been in the UFC since like forever. So has Dustin. I feel like Charles, though, had his ups and downs for a very long time, and now really coming into himself, especially being at lightweight. Not in a lighter weight, which I think was really hurting him. Because I feel like, again, when it comes to weight cuts, it kind of kills me because these fighters basically almost killing themselves to make a weight and to be having an advantage of having that person that's bigger, or them being bigger than the person that they're fighting, or naturally, or whatever. I'm glad that Charles Oliveira, um, doing great. He beat Michael Chandler for the vacant title after Khabib Nurmagomedov retired. I think that would have been a great fight. Interesting one. I would have loved to see Oliveira versus Khabib. Um, but nonetheless, Dustin Poirier himself coming off a victory over Michael, you hear me? Over Conor McGregor, who I feel like Conor's already has his feet are almost right out the door. Um, it was a great first round before Conor obviously broke his leg. And hurt himself really bad. Um, I mean, even before that point, it wasn't looking good for Conor in that fight. I feel like Dustin just got his number after. I feel like when they fought at featherweight, I feel like that played a huge factor in Conor getting to Dustin's head. Definitely played a huge factor, as well as Dustin cutting down to 145. I feel like that hurt Dustin a lot more. And he's another guy who went up to the lightweight division, which he probably should have been from the beginning. Big guys trying to cut down to fight the little guys, unfair advantage. But nonetheless, these two guys are going to be fighting. I think obviously the game plan for Dustin Poirier is to keep this fight standing. Do not let Charles Oliveira get a hold of your neck, your back, take it down, get that control, because it's going to be a very long night. He thought Khabib Nurmagomedov was hard. I feel like Charles Oliveira, jiu-jitsu wise, and being very slick on the ground, I think that's gonna be very dangerous for Dustin to even be on the ground. Even though Dustin has wrestling, but you know, his boxing is where it's at for him. And again, he can't let Charles take him down, or he can't make a mistake that he falls or whatever and gets taken out. But then he still got to also be careful about Charles Oliveira's hands. Charles Oliveira's hands has improved significantly, from how he used to be in the beginning. I feel like his hands is getting better. But I feel like for this fight, Charles will most likely strike for a little bit and look for a takedown if it presents itself. I feel like Charles Oliveira, again, he's a beast, man, and so is Dustin. But I think that is a very much harder fight for Dustin Poirier than it is for Charles Oliveira to win this fight, just because Charles is probably the more well-rounded person in this fight. So I think Charles will win either by rear naked choke submission or by decision. Even though I like Dustin Poirier very much, I like his style, his grit, and what he does outside of the octagon as well. But I think Charles, with him being the much more well-rounded person, she'll get this W. She'll win by decision, especially if he takes Dustin down and does what he wants on the ground. Guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And also, don't forget, UFC 267 is happening this weekend in Abu Dhabi, nice and early. Special presentation, free card, no more pay-per-view on that one. And hope you guys tune into that fight, because I know I will. And make sure to please hit that like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.